Well, hey there, it's that coding guy here, breaking it down and making it accessible. In my last video, we talked about implementing interfaces. In this video, I'd like to talk about extending classes. So, in Java and some other languages, there's this concept of inheritance. And what we can do is set up a class as kind of a parent, and we can put a bunch of cool stuff in there. And then we can have other child classes descend from that parent. And the value here is that those children basically get everything that the parent had for free. They get all of their methods, and then the child can also have additional stuff that is just specialized to that class. And if we weren't able to do this, what we would have to do is copy all of the code from one class that we wanted and have an exact copy of that code in another place as well. And then we would have more stuff to specialize. But we get to inherit the good stuff for free, I like to say. Let's take a look at what it looks like in code to help understand. I've got a class defined here called vehicle, and it's basically just got an ID and a constructor. I'm thinking of some kind of unique identifier ID here, and the getter and setter for ID. And then it's got these three simple methods here, start, stop, and move, that just print out strings. I've got a specialized vehicle that I want to think about and descend and use vehicle as the parent. So the child would then be car. Car is a more specialized certain type of vehicle. So I've got the car class defined here. It's using the keyword extends, and we're extending from vehicle. And car has a make and a model and a year and a couple of constructors and the getters and setters for its properties. So let's take a look here in main. I've got a new Challenger here set up as a new car. I'm a Mopar guy, what can I say? And I'm calling the move method on my car object. Let's see what happens when I run this. We get moving the vehicle. But here's the thing. If we go look in the car class for the move method, it's not here. Like, I can do a search for move, and it's not coming up. It's inheriting the move method from the parent class. So, I can also call start and stop. So if I just duplicate those, I just used Control D to do that. It's one of my favorite shortcuts. I can run all of these guys. I have access to them because a car is a vehicle. It gets all of that by inheritance. But as you think, if we kind of extrapolate this out and we've got a boat class that is also a vehicle, well, you can imagine that moving a boat is going to be a little bit different than moving a car. So what we could do is have the car class have its own implementation of move. So we could go ahead and define it. I'll call it a public void move. And then what we could do is have this say system out moving the make plus a space, plus the model. And a period. Format my code there. And let's see what happens when we call this guy then. So now we get moving the Dodge Challenger. But this is declared as a vehicle. We're instantiating it as a new car. And then we're calling the move method. So the Challenger is a car. And when we call move, we're getting the car's move instead of the vehicle's move. But what we could do is also inside the car's move, we could say super.move. And if we rerun this, we'll see that we have access to the parent's move method. And we can still also use this guy. So this right here is actually calling the parent's move. And we're using super to say, hey, go up to my parent class and call this method from that class as well. So by us calling move on the car, we're actually, by calling this method, the first thing we do is go call the parent method, and then we do whatever else we want here. Right, because this guy has got the make and model in the move message, and the vehicle just has the generic moving the vehicle. So this is some of the power of inheritance. We can write code one time in a parent class, and we can have as many children classes as we want, having access to all of that code without having to rewrite it. And the individual subclasses or children classes can provide their own specialized implementation for things. So that gives us flexibility and code reuse. So hopefully this helps you understand a little bit about inheritance and extending classes, parent classes, and child classes. Cheers.